You wake up in your own bed. You don't remember getting there. You don't remember leaving the bar, or the walk home, or the conversation your friend swears you had with them at the door. There are texts on your phone you don't remember sending. A whole stretch of the night is simply gone. And here is the strange part. You weren't unconscious for those hours. You were awake. You were walking, talking, laughing, making choices. By every outside account, you were there. So where did those hours go? The answer is stranger than forgetting, because you didn't forget that night. Your brain never recorded it in the first place. This is what a blackout really is. And once you understand what's happening inside your skull, it stops being funny and starts being a little bit haunting. Let's start with something we take for granted. Right now, as you watch this, your brain is recording. Not everything, but the important pieces. The shape of this moment are being quietly written down so that later, tonight, or in 10 years, you can call them back. That recording happens in a small curved structure deep in your brain called the hippocampus. Think of it as the brain's scribe. Experience comes in as fleeting electrical activity, a short-term flicker that fades in seconds. The hippocampus takes that flicker and, if it matters, presses it into something lasting. It turns the present moment into a memory you get to keep. It does this by physically strengthening the connections between neurons, a process where cells that fire together wire together, locking the pattern in. That strengthening is the act of recording. It is quite literally how a night becomes something you can remember in the morning. Now pour alcohol into that machine. In small amounts, the scribe keeps working. Loosened, a little sloppy, but writing. This is why a couple of drinks blur the edges of a memory without erasing it. But alcohol has a specific, targeted effect on the hippocampus. It interferes with the exact chemistry the scribe uses to press memories into place. It quiets the signals that build new connections, and it strengthens the signals that keep the brain calm and still. In the hippocampus, that combination is devastating. The strengthening simply stops happening. The pen lifts off the page. And when the alcohol comes in fast enough, the scribe doesn't just get sloppy, it stops writing altogether. That's the moment a blackout begins. Here is what makes it so unsettling. The rest of your brain keeps running. The parts that let you talk, walk, crack a joke, order another drink, unlock your phone, find your way to a taxi, those are still online. You look to everyone around you like a person who is present and awake. But the one part responsible for keeping a record has gone dark. You are living the night in real time and saving none of it. A person in a full blackout can hold an entire conversation, walk home through a city, even drive a car, and retain absolutely nothing, not a blurry version. Nothing. Because there is no blurry version to retrieve. The recording was never made. This is the difference people miss. A blackout is not passing out. Passing out is losing consciousness, your body shutting down. A blackout is the opposite. You stay awake. You stay active. It's only the memory that's gone. Two completely different things. And the blackout is the eerier of the two, because from the inside, in the moment, it doesn't feel like anything is wrong at all. There are actually two kinds. The gentler one is called a fragmentary blackout. Some people call it a brownout. The night comes back in islands. A flash of the bar, a gap. A flash of the street, nothing in between. And often, if a friend reminds you of something, the memory surfaces. It was faintly recorded, and the cue pulls it up. This is the more common kind. The other is the one that unsettles people. The N-block blackout. A single, solid, missing block of time. No islands, no fragments. No reminder in the world can bring it back, not because you can't find the memory, but because it does not exist. There is nothing to find. For those hours, as far as your own mind is concerned, you simply were not there. So what tips someone from a normal drunk night into that void? It's not really the total amount you drink, it's the speed. Blackouts are triggered by how fast the alcohol level in your blood rises. Slam several drinks quickly, shots, chugging, drinking on an empty stomach so it hits all at once, and you can spike your blood alcohol high enough, fast enough to shut the scribe down. Someone can nurse drinks all night and stay clear-headed in memory, while someone else blacks out in an hour because they drank the same amount in a fraction of the time. This is also why blackouts hit some people far more easily than others. A smaller body, less water in the tissues to dilute the alcohol, means the level climbs higher and faster per drink. Add sleep or anxiety medication, add genetics, and the threshold drops further. And here's a myth worth clearing up. For a long time, people believed that blacking out was a sign of an alcoholic, that ordinary drinkers didn't do it. That idea came from early research decades ago, and it turned out to be wrong. When scientists actually studied it, they found that perfectly ordinary social drinkers black out all the time. In one survey of young drinkers, Around half had experienced at least one. A blackout doesn't mean you're an addict. It means you drank too much, too fast, and your hippocampus went quiet. It can happen to almost anyone, but there's a reason it's still worth taking seriously. Think about what a blackout actually is, from a safety point of view. It's a person who is awake, mobile, and making decisions, with their judgment already wrecked by alcohol and no ability to learn from the night because none of it is being stored. People in blackouts get into cars, wander into traffic, get hurt, end up in situations they'd never have chosen sober, and can't even testify to afterward because there is no memory to give. The you that made those choices left no record for the you that has to live with them. And that's the thought that lingers. We treat a blackout as a missing night, a gap, a funny story, hours to be laughed about the next day. But look closer at what actually happened. You didn't disappear during those hours. You were there. You spoke, you moved, you felt things, you made choices that were entirely, fully yours. There was just no one inside recording it, no witness. The one part of you whose job is to say, I was here, this happened to me, had gone silent. You lived those hours and then they closed behind you like water, leaving no trace on the inside at all. Which raises a quiet, uncomfortable question. If a stretch of your life happens and nothing in you records it, if the only proof it ever occurred is other people and a few texts you don't recognize, then in what sense did you really live it? You were awake for it, you just weren't there to keep it. And that gap, that silent block of hours where you existed without a single memory to show for it, is closer than most people think. It's only ever a few fast drinks away.